Looking after this, like, don't worry about looking
Yep.
anyway, just look around where
Yep.
you look at, okay? Just do that again.
Okay. Hey guys, this week's episode of the Evolve Weekly is about how to maintain your Evolve skateboard. So, we're going to show you some tips and some tricks how to best look after your board. Okay, so the first thing we want to look at is tyre pressures. It's generally the first aspect we get customers to check on their boards if they have a concern of lacking power or lacking range. Quite simply, just remove your valve cap and using any kind of tyre gauge or bike pump or similar, we have a tyre inflator hooked up to a compressor. Connect it to your valve and you can set your pressures. We generally recommend about 35 to 40 psi. This is for optimum performance, range and riding comfort. One aspect to make note of when you're changing tyres or tubes is just to make sure you don't pinch your tube when you're putting your hub back together. If it pinches too tight, it will split the tube and it can cause a leak. If you want to know more about that, we do have a video that focuses on replacing the tyres and tubes specifically. When it comes to cleaning your deck, you do have a couple of options. The first is there's some products out there for cleaning skateboard grip tape. It basically works like an eraser. You rub it in a single direction across the grip and it lifts out all the dirt and grime and pretty much brings your board back looking like new. Your second option is to use a pressure washer. To do this, you will need to remove all the electrics and the running gear from the board, leaving just a bare deck. And then at about a 30 centimeter distance, you can spray down the board as you would cleaning anything with it. So you can use the same process for the carbons, but instead you can actually remove the case completely itself. That way you can leave all the electrics in your deck. You can spray down the case, removing all the dirt and grime from the grip tape. So another aspect to be mindful of if you're riding in dirty areas, either street or all terrain, is your bearings. You may need to periodically remove them from the wheels, pop the casings off the bearings themselves, clean them out, and then re-lube them. This will keep your bearings spinning nice and free, keep them clean, you're always going to get better performance. Your bushings are another aspect of your board that are going to require periodic maintenance and adjustment. Over time they are going to soften and you will need to adjust it to compensate for this. 14mm spanner is the easiest way for this. Simply adjust the nut on the kingpin. You do have two adjustments here. Over time you're probably also going to attract a lot of dirt, dust and debris around your bushings. It's a good idea to remove them from the truck assemblies, give them a good clean, get some lithium grease on the contact surfaces, also in the pivot cups. This will keep the board running nice and quiet and smooth. So we're going to show you the difference between having tight bushings and having them at a much looser setting on the boards and how that affects your turning. So as you can see, I can put my full weight on the edges of the board and this is quite restrictive on the turning. So this is going to significantly affect the carving once we start riding. As we start turning, you can see the arc is quite wide. It's a lot harder for me to make the corner. So now that we've loosened off the bushings, you can see the board, the turning is a lot more responsive. From the lean, we can get a lot more action out of the trucks. So this is going to give us tighter calves, but also the risk of less stability at high speeds. So as you can see, with stiffer bushings, we've created a wider arc, leaving us in a position further out. So as you can see now that we've softened the bushings on the board, we've been able to create a tighter arc, giving us more manoeuvrability while we're riding. So another important part of your board is obviously your drivetrain. In this is your drive belt, the drive gear, and the motor cog. All these have drive teeth which can attract debris and rocks to embed themselves, causing noise and uneven belt tension while you're running. Easy way to go about this is to remove the belt from the assembly, turn it inside out, exposing the teeth, and you can turn it, checking for anything caught which could be causing noise or uneven belt tension or potential damage to your belt. Go over your drive gear, checking the teeth for rocks or debris caught in them or any damage, and the same thing for your motor cog. And when you're putting it all back together, it's always a good idea just to make sure you're happy with the belt tension and it's all running properly. We're going to notice that your rear wheels are going to wear a bit quicker than your front wheels, especially in all-terrain mode. Best way to compensate this is for a quick wheel back rotation. Undoing your axle nuts, front and rear. Removing your wheels. And just swapping front to back. Make sure you don't lose any of your speed rings or your spacers when you do this. Make sure everything's rotating nice and freely. This will keep your tyre wear nice and even, so you're not going to be out of balance or any bald tyres and then you've got fresh tread somewhere else.
Thanks for watching, guys. I hope this video helped you with some tips how to best maintain your Evolve skateboard. And remember, if you've got any videos, be sure to send them through to us and hashtag Evolve Riders. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Safe riding.